The IEC says 99% of voter registration stations opened on time and operated without glitches. Despite disruptions at several stations, heavy security was not required. The Electoral Commission says it will rather negotiate with protesting communities to allow registration to proceed.
A feedback on day one of voter registration drive. It was smooth sailing for the most, but pockets of protest action disrupted the IEC's work.
Our provincial leaders, the provincial electoral officers, have led discussions with the community leaders. It is important that we do not securitize the election process. We must maintain security to the extent that is necessary, but let's not have an oversupply of security around the electoral process.
Among the most affected areas, Katlehong in Gauteng, registration was hindered at 7 voting stations. Other disruptions were reported in Tabankulu in the Eastern Cape, Vuwani in Limpopo and Marikana in Northwest. While at Danun in the Western Cape, police had to evacuate IEC staff as protests intensified. A number of IEC tents were vandalized and torched in Kwakwa.
Sadly, in a handful of isolated areas, a small number of voting stations around the country were unable to open on time or were forced to close shortly after opening due to a range of incidents. The most common of this was due to community protests which used the high profile of the registration activities to draw attention to their grievances and in some instances blockaded staff and voters from reaching voting stations and or conducting registrations.
There are 22,600 stations countrywide. Registration continues until 5 p.m. on Sunday. Sipho Stirman, SABC News, Centurion.